In addition to the composer Jean Sibelius, Finland is famous for its architects, Eliel and Eero Saarinen and Alvar Aalto, perhaps the most famous of them. I will tell you about the house which was not designed by these celebrities. This house is not well known. This is just an ordinary Finnish house. It was built by my great-grandfather Rudolf Sunell in the late 19th century. In 1899, my grandfather Paavo Sunell was born. This house doesn't exist anymore. It remained only in the photo, this video, and in my memory. Here is the photo of Sunell family taken in the beginning of the last century. This is the city of Tampere. The house was located on the outskirts of the eastern part of the city, in the area called Järvensivu. There were private houses built on the slopes of the hill overlooking Lake Idesjärvi. The place is a little reminiscent of Piispala, another famous living area in Tampere. Here is the window in which my grandfather watched. Here is a yard in which he played, if he had time for this, because he began working at a textile factory when he was 10 years old. Here is a legendary shed where a legendary pig named Jaska lived. You see my great-grandfather Rudolf with his 4 sons. One of the sons is missed here. It is my granddad Paavo, who lived by that time in the Soviet Union. When in 1918 the Civil War started in Finland, Tampere was one of its centers. Grandfather belonged to the working class and fought on the side of the Reds. He was small in stature and, although he was already over 20 years old, looked like a teenager. He acted as a courier, delivering messages from one unit to another. So he was not suspicious to the White Guards. When the Whites won, he was arrested and sent to work at the city cemetery as a punishment. Many of his companions were executed, but he eventually was released. The cemetery is just outside of his home. A lot of my relatives are buried here. They lie next to the graves of famous residents of Tampere, such as writer Väinö Linna and legendary singer Jussi Leskinen. There is a memorial to the Red Finns who died in 1918 and heroes of the wars of the 20th century. Now the former poor working-class suburb of Järvensivu is a very prestigious area with nicely looking private houses. In the early 2000s, I managed to make this video and take pictures of the old house. Already then there was the board on the wall with information that new house will be built at this place. In the mid-2000s, the old house was demolished and in its place was built the modern residential house. Please find the 5 differences. So the place of the old house took the good, but alas, not so romantic and rather standard building. However, I hope that this video will tell future generations of our family, wherever in the world they may live, about the roots, firmly associating them with a country called Finland.